AllBall TV.
They scared, but I'm not.
They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.
Enough is enough with these shenanigans. Hey, yo, Mikal Bridges. We've been patient. I've been patient. I've been nice. Time to sit your bum ass down. I've seen you have some great clutch moments this year defensively. We've seen them. Last game against Memphis before this, 2 out of the last 3 possessions, he had a lot to do with that. Yes, but I remember clearly and vividly what we give Tibbs props for is he will weed out and filter who does not belong here. And before R.J. Barrett got traded, they were benching his ass in the fourth quarters. I clearly remember that. And this is not the first, second, or third time that Bridges was benched in the fourth quarter. There's something that he sees and feels about Bridges that, damn, I can't trust you, and they got something going without you. Remember, these guys were together for longer. Deuce McBride, Josh Hart, Brunson. It could be that also. It could be the chemistry in the NBA. Yeah, you were together 10 years ago in college. I don't know about right now. And, yo, Deuce does show more enthusiasm on both ends of the court when he's in the game with those guys. He does. And if you're going to, we need less flaws on a defensive end, especially when you got Cat and Brunson out there. And if Bridges can't get around these picks, Flea, like Deuce does, or at least he tries. He's bothering you. He's jumping in the passing lanes. He's kind of way more active on the defensive end than Bridges. So to have that next to Mitch, OG, then you could make up for the Cat and Brunson, downplay on the defensive end. I think they got to entertain that, especially if you're already doing it when it matters most, which is the fourth quarter and overtime, Flea. So I think they're going to take a look at that, man, benching him, especially when Josh Hart says, yo, I don't mind going to the bench. I'm serving my teammates. That's what I do. Is Mikal willing to serve his team? And you said it perfectly. He hasn't been consistent all year. So how do we fit you into this consistent play? How do we motivate you? If sitting in the fourth quarter doesn't do that, I don't know what will. The next thing got to be sitting in from the first quarter on.
I mean, but he usually bounces back, right? That game that he had against San Antonio where he had 40, the game prior to that, he didn't play well, right? He usually bounces back when he's not playing well, and that's the exact term of the word, inconsistent, right? He does show up sometimes. There are sometimes this year where we've been pleased with Bridges, but far too many times are we looking for him like, where the fuck is he at? Because he's not playing well. He's not doing anything for us. At least do what you're known to do, which is be a pest on the defensive end. If your shot's not falling, like OG said in the last episode, he loves effort. He loves us just being out there, giving us our all. If you miss shots, like he said, you miss shots. That's okay. But if you're not giving the effort on defensive end, that's clear as day. Some games he just says, fuck it, I can't. I'm not even trying. That's when he's a liability, and that's when it's like, oh, get up out of here. Get out of here. Deuce, get in the game, because Deuce comes with energy. He ain't afraid of no shots. He plays smart. More and more, he's playing more smart, learning the game, understanding the IQ, the angles, knowing when to go, knowing when not to go, being aggressive at the rim. Like, we are watching Deuce McBride grow in front of us, y'all. If y'all not paying attention.
That move in the corner on Tyler Hero, the pump fake crossover.
That was tough. That was tough. This one we watching Deuce grow. So, with all that being said, right? Am I cool with starting Deuce? No, I don't know. No, I don't want to start Deuce. Right?
But Flea, you did say we need some spark off the bench, and you're saying if you bring in Deuce from the bench to the starting lineup, how are we losing the bench? If he's supposed to be this guy, if Bridges is supposed to be this thing, something.
So then let me ask you a question, right? Bridges goes from let's just play out the scenario that we're talking about right now. We bench him, OG. We now put Deuce in the starting lineup, or we say Hart is in the starting lineup. We start Mitch, right? So now we go Brunson, Hart, OG, Cat, Mitch, right? What does that do? What does that do to Bridges' confidence in totality? What are we gonna get from him being a 6-man now? Like, what happens to him as a player if he goes from starting all season long to as soon as we get to the cusp of the playoffs, he's no longer a starter, and we ask him to come off the bench. Who is he as a player then?
You asking me?
Yeah, I'm asking you guys. Yeah, like
fuck his confidence. Fuck him. You niggas is grown, man. These niggas is grown. Nigga, if you don't play well, sit your bum ass on the bench. Simple and plain. And that's where good coaching comes in at. We not here to baby you guys. Nah, we here to win basketball games and potentially win a championship. So I'm not saying that has to happen, but I'm just saying the Mikal Bridges thing. We've seen enough sample size.
I don't think so. No, we have not. We have not seen enough sample size.
We've seen 60 games. I don't know what else y'all need to see. I'm sick and tired of. I'm not giving nobody no 2-3 years to see what they can do. Nigga, you've been in the league 3+ years. I see your bum ass for 60 games. Nigga, you ain't it. Sorry, Flea. Listen. I'm not saying I'm not saying get rid of him. I'm saying, and I'm not saying that has to happen right now. But for him to literally give us nothing on the offensive end and the defensive end, on a consistent basis, he's too inconsistent. He just is. So for me, I don't know what it is, but like, come on, man. Some of these games, it shouldn't be going down to the wire. Like I said, Tibbs made the defensive switch, and Burks ran around the pick. Who was supposed to be guarding him? Mikal Bridges. Knocked down. Now it's a 1-possession game. What's the purpose of making the switch for? And then you barely can inbound the ball. Like, so for me, I'm saying this is where great coaching comes in at, where you know how to push those buttons, or you know how to give a guy confidence, or you help the team help understand, hey, this is what we got to do if we're trying to move forward. Like I said, he can bounce back Tuesday and have a great game. Okay, cool. Then I'm wrong. I don't mind being wrong. But I'm saying for me, 60 games is enough to see that Mikal Bridges is too inconsistent if we're trying to go deep into the playoffs and make a championship run. He is not the goods. I'm sorry.
I can't give up. I'm not gonna give up on a guy that we invested in like that to say, here, Deuce, you be the starting 2 guard for us and help us lead us to a nah. I can't do that. The guy's too good. He's too good of a player.
So let me ask you, because remember you mind the game.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
Hey,
LeBron
Fabian,
just tweeted that for me. LeBron just tweeted.
Hey, Fabian, can I just ask Flea something real quick?
Of course. Well, I didn't want to lose this. Hold on to that.
Yeah, sorry.
Because he went to the confidence of him losing his confidence. Like, because I've said that before. Like, me and AllBall went at it. I said, yo, just bench Randall or Barrett. I can't stand this. Right? You think it would kill his confidence that much? Like, he's vulnerable right now. In your opinion, he's that vulnerable where you put him on the bench?
I think if you're talking about coaching is so important, right? Y'all keep talking about coaching. Coaching is you got to understand the players that you have, who you have, their temperament, whose buttons you can push, whose buttons you can't push. You talking about being grown? Yes, everybody is a grown-ass man in the NBA. But great coaching understands how to move the pieces the right way. If you think pulling the plug on Bridges is going to get him to react, I don't think he's that type of player. I think you pull the plug on him, that kills his confidence even more. Now you expecting him to come in the game off the bench and just be a guy that just defends. And that's not what he is. That's not what he's been. And I don't think that's the smartest thing to do. And now put so much responsibility on Deuce. Deuce ain't ready yet. Deuce is playing well. But let's slow down a little bit. Deuce is not a starter in the NBA yet.
See, but no, stop right there. Because I think whatever confidence you risking with Bridges, I think whatever we feel about Deuce, let's see where it's at. I'm willing to roll that dice. I want you to be this confident. I want to get some more plays run for you because Bridges ain't aggressive enough on offense. Bridges can get, Deuce can get aggressive. He can shoot. He's shooting from above the break threes. We see that. Bridges above the break threes is horrible. He's not a threat at the top of the key, bro. That shit is, and then that means you can't even pump fake, jab step, nothing. Why should I fall for your jump shot from the top of the key if you ain't hitting that? I don't believe you, bro. But Deuce can do that, and he's playing defense. Remember, you need a two guard to play defense next to Brunson. We need that, and I don't think has Bridges been that much better than Deuce this year defensively throughout, not the clutch moments, not the big moments. Has Bridges been better than Deuce defensively this year?
I think he struggled. I think he struggled on both ends.
I just feel like, you know, these are the same talks that we had when we had Quickly and Aaron and, you know, other guys where it's like, give up who? No, you could. I mean, you know, I'm having arguments with people who say Quickly should be in the starting lineup and we should never trade him. Like I said, I just think for me, and I'm speaking for myself. I'm not going to speak for my brothers because y'all probably feel different. But I just think a lot of us as Knicks fans, when we invested in our team, this is why the Knicks are who they are and why our fan base is one of the greatest fan bases. But what hurts us as well is we be too invested with guys. Like I said, I'm not saying Mikal Bridges isn't a good player, but I think he's average. Because on a consistent basis, he gives us nothing. I'm sorry. It's just the honest truth. And it puts that much more pressure on Cat and Brunson. They have to come up big night in and night out. They can't take no breaks, even against the bad teams. We go into overtime with Chicago. We go into overtime with Miami. We struggle against Charlotte, Washington, even though we beat them teams. And for me, you know, Bridges, you the shooting guard. You supposed to take give you a prime example. Golden State, when they had their run, you got Curry, Clay in the backcourt. Clay was the protector for Curry. I'm going to guard the best guard on the opposing team, and I'm going to give you between 15 and 20 points night in, night out and hit big shots. That's what Bridges is supposed to be for Brunson. And I'm not making no excuse for Brunson because there's times where he's played horrific and, you know, I got to keep it real. But I don't know what it is with Bridges, but for me, I don't think he's as good as we thought he was. And we gave up a lot for him. But sometimes you got to make tough decisions. And I'm not saying Tuesday you start Deuce. But if this continues to happen for the next 3 to 5 games, it has to be a discussion. Like, yo, bro, it looked like your confidence is shot already. I'm sorry. I watched him on the sideline. He ain't root for Deuce. He still was sitting down. Even when he stood up, it's so for me, Bridges never looked confident throughout this whole season so far. So I'm being honest with you. I don't know if it's Tibbs that can give or take his confidence. I think that's all on him. He gets the opportunities. He gets the playing time. He gets the shots he needs. He's out there. He's playing like it's no excuse. He gets the ball. Nobody beats when he takes bad shots. Sometimes he pulls up 3-on-1 fast breaks like he's Curry, and we deal with that. So for me, like I said, he's getting everything he wants and needs, and he's not producing. So I think he's a very vital part to us going deep into the playoffs. And if he doesn't play well, when we play against the Bostons, the Clevelands, the Milwaukees, where they got those guards on the other end that can give you 30, 40, it's going to be a problem. The way he played tonight, we cannot get away with that in the playoffs playing against some of these good teams in the East. He needs to step up ASAP.
I hear you, New York Knicks, bro. Fabian's kind of making sense.
Well, listen, heavy turnover. These teams that have heavy turnover are not championship level teams. The teams that aren't patient and don't try to figure out what they have. Like, okay, we move on for Bridges. We just traded for him over the summer. So let's trade him now. Let's trade him now and move on again and figure something else out. Like, okay, we don't want to fall in love with the players because that's what Knicks fans do. But you also want to figure out how to build something and not allow it to give it some time. Jesus Christ, we not winning the championship this year, y'all. OG, the fuck y'all. I'm talking to OG right now. Me and you right now. We not winning the championship this year.
Why not?
You can forget that.
Why?
You can forget that. We're not good enough. We're not good enough. We wasn't good enough from the jump. We're not good enough right now. all we doing is building and putting it together. So if you can't understand that, hey, we're gonna go through some highs and lows. This is what it is. Getting rid of this dude doesn't help us get to the next step. This is the next step.
Flea, me and you had this all the time, and I 100% love you, but I 100% disagree. I'm sorry. If before the season,
you can't name me one championship level team that's doing what you are telling us to do. Not one. Not one.
If before the season starts, we trade for a cat. Just hear me out. We trade for a cat. That's a tremendous upgrade. Top 5 center in the game. Right? We trade for Bridges. We re-sign OG. The word is we have the best wing defenders in the NBA. This is the word. The best wing defenders in the NBA. We have a OG that should be a defensive player of the year candidate, and we have a Bridges that we say is going to shut down the opposing guards. No, I'm saying this is the talk before the season. Why are we not championship contention?
Because it doesn't work like that. I'm not going back and forth about this shit no more. It don't work like that. You've been watching basketball your entire life. It never works like that. It don't work like that. It's that this is basketball. They got to figure out how to play with it, to play together. And if it takes a season for all 3 of these guys to come together, finally getting healthy in March, and we seeing what we got, and now we gonna just roll into the championship, looking at the teams that we're struggling against right now. No, we're not there yet. And to say we're not there yet and think that, okay, moving on from Bridges is gonna help us continue to get there, I don't think that's the right move. I just don't think it's the right move.
So you think it's okay to have a turnover in your roster with a Dante DiVincenzo, Isaiah Hartenstein, Julius Randle, and mainly Dante DiVincenzo, because we traded him right away and he broke records over here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think the right move, if it's available for Bridges, yeah, sure. But that right move right now, we can't just trade him. And why can't we trade him for Deuce for everything that we said already, especially when we talk about chemistry? This is a guy that's been there forever, Deuce. For him to make the starting lineup, to me, I don't see why, if you don't even think we're going to make the championship, I don't see how we're not experimenting or even thinking about experimenting a starting lineup or different rotations. He's been doing that all year. And he's going to have to experiment some more because he didn't even play Precious today, which I did not understand that, especially in the first half. Don't just straight up bench him, but he has benched him. So if you can take away minutes from him, Tibbs is known to be cold-blooded and will take away minutes from anybody. Cam Reddish out of here. I don't care who you are. He will bench you. He'll call you out in the media unless you're Julius Randle or Jalen Brunson. That's what he does. So to me, I think it's okay now, especially if we don't have the expectations anymore, Flea. I think that shit is gone. Especially after those back-to-back losses with Cleveland and Boston. Nobody thinks the Knicks are going to win a championship. I don't care how much confidence they have in that locker room. Thibodeau knows that. They all know that. So if that's the case, why aren't you trying something different during the regular season where you have 20 more games left to experiment some shit that might just be magic? I don't know. But Deuce being in there, I just can't fathom. You have him in the fourth quarter and overtime. You left him in there. That means that's your best lineup, bro. That's the lineup that you have the most confidence in. So don't tell me you don't want to start the game like that and put pressure on the team from the beginning with that lineup.
But then how much responsibility do we put on Deuce now? We put on Deuce to be responsible for a Ja Morant, Anthony Edwards, a Steph Curry. We put that responsibility on him now. And we want to get whatever we want from him offensively. All right, Bridges is inconsistent. Bench him. Put Deuce in there. But now we're going to ask Deuce to do a lot. I don't think Deuce is ready for that yet on a consistent basis. Playing 35 to 40 minutes a game, just put him out there.
God damn it, Flea. That was a great counter.
Do it. Do it. Let's see.
Eyes on the prize, baby, Bubba. Prize picks. Run your game.
Oh, baby Bubba.
Baby Bubba.
AllBall TV. They scared, but I'm not. They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.